Welcome everybody to the Watchlist, your virtual TV guide. Right here, ready to give you our recommendations for what to watch as we review and talk about all the shows that got released over the past week. And of course, at the end of the show, we'll let you know what's coming out the following week so you can create your very own watch list. So of course, I'm not alone here. I always have my co-pilot, if you will, live from Houston, it's Senor Jaime, aka Chewy. Welcome to the show.
Happy Saturday,
Actually,
brother.
Saturday. We're not doing it on Sunday, although we'll be dropping on a Sunday. But that being said, not as much. It's been a light week in comparison to the last couple weeks, which will be remedied next week because there's a
Yeah.
buttload of shit coming out next week. Hoping for a break, but the week after that is actually kind of a break. So there's a lot to get into here. A lot of shows that have been released, so we're gonna help sort out through all this madness, if you will. But I want to kind of start off with one show in particular that I want to talk about that did end
hmm
in terms of its season
hmm
finale. Not didn't get canceled or anything like that, at least not that I'm aware of. And that's Winning Time, HBO Max, which ended its 10 episode
Show
run about the
time.
Lakers dynasty, etc. And man, and I want to talk about it because I think this became as close to must watch. I think personally for this, and this is one that I mean I'm a Lakers fan, so I'm more attached to it. But this show is not really about basketball, right? I want to get that out there. People think you have to know it, or you don't, right? This basketball is secondary in this show. It's about the characters and about the obstacles that overcame by either by Jerry Buss or John C. Riley is great in it. Magic Johnson, what he had to go through, and then navigating the shark infested waters as a young black kid growing up, and now everyone wants a piece of the Magic Man. If you got Kareem and what he went through and all that, particularly with one particular player, which really came out really well. Um, Jeannie Buss, his daughter, who now currently owns the team, by the way. Her obstacles getting to the positioning herself to eventually, yeah, now
hmm
she owns the team. A lot of good stuff going on here, and it's presented really fun. It's a fun show, very fourth wall breaking, self-referential show, and I like how it's filmed because it takes place in 79, 80. So it's got that
hmm
look, right? So it kind of puts you in that mode, right? So it's not a clean picture.
Well, I mean,
Sometimes it's
it's cut where it's clean, but then there's dirty film,
right,
right? That's reminiscent of early '80s cameras
sure.
and technology, and so the interlace, current with old to give it that gritty, dark, ugly feel, right? That was the early
Yeah,
'80s, but
I
I
mean,
mean, but it works
it
well.
works well, man.
Yeah.
I hate the way it looks, but I get it and I liked it, you know. But no, but it's really good, man. I just super entertaining show, man. This come out. When I started, I was okay. I was on board, but I think it got better every episode, and I can't wait for season two. I'm kind of curious where they begin the next section of the show and how far they go into this Lakers dynasty or whatever the case is. Chewy, your thoughts?
Man, it was a fun watch, man. I mean, they had so many A-list actors, portraying. We have Adrian Brody playing
Yes.
Pat
Yeah.
Riley, right? We had is it who's the guy who plays the head coach?
Oh, Jason Segel.
He was on.
Hmm.
Yeah, Jason Segel playing. Okay, I can't remember the coach's name now, but he was a head coach for a time.
Paul Westhead.
He actually, yeah, Paul Westhead, who probably became more well. I mean, I didn't know about Paul Westhead until he ran Loyola Marymount, the run and gun
I remember
offense,
that.
right
Yeah. Hmm.
back in the college days. That's why I know Paul Westhead. I had no idea he was a
No, yeah, I did.
Laker
Yeah,
winning
I remember. I
championship
mean,
coach.
as a fan, I remember that, and like, it's cool seeing Seagulls, that coach, that character balancing loyalty versus his own aspirations to be, and even Pat
Yes,
Riley, right? His
yes.
life, career wise, was on the line, right? And
hmm
Pat Riley now is, considered one of the
Pat
all
Riley.
time greats, right? The Godfather of
All time
basketball.
great coaches, all time great
Right, so
executives.
it's amazing how that really hung on the string. It's like that's cool stuff to know. Like, man, so much went involved into this. It just
Yeah.
wasn't Jerry Buss, right? And again, Riley's awesome in this show, man. I love John C. Riley, but man, he knocked it out of the park in this one, man. I
Now, how
foresee Emmy
accurate this
nominations for this
is,
guy, who's so good.
there's a lot of questions, right? I've been seeing lots of people come out saying that didn't happen, or that didn't happen, that happened that way. Especially Jerry West was very livid how he was
Right, I
portrayed
loved it though, but yeah, I
in
get
this
it.
show.
It's funny. It was amazing.
Where true or not, you never know. I mean, obviously,
Right.
you're a top athlete, and so there is a certain persona, right? If you want to be the best, and obviously, he had more failure than successes, at least on the professional championship
Yeah.
level, right? He is the logo essentially, right? But technically, only had one title to his
Yeah.
name. Lots of second places, unfortunately,
I
right
think
up
like
against
eight second places, which is a lot. So, but he
yes,
got to that
yeah,
many
yeah,
times.
and,
So,
and a lot of them to the
of
Celtics.
course.
So yeah, yeah, that's weird. But I mean, yeah, the portrayal of Larry Bird, Julius Erving. There's a lot of people, lot of situations, and even the Spencer Haywood
Mhm.
situation, the whole drug problem there, and how that's shown, and like I said, if we went that like that, wow. But it's a good story. It's good tell with some strokes of some truth in
Mhm.
there. Come on, some of these shows, a lot of truth and lies,
Right?
and you
This
have to
isn't
kind of
a
dig through.
it's
Yeah,
dramatization for Hollywood
it's
purposes.
not a
No,
documentary,
it's
and it's
not,
not
and I don't.
meant
And
to
it's
be.
not trying
Yes.
to be. It's not meant to be. It's just trying to tell its story based on the
Hmm.
events of what happened. Because a lot of the stuff is accurate in terms of the big picture. Right? They
Yeah.
won a title that first year, and then Magic got
Yes.
drafted. Jerry
Yes.
West actually didn't want to draft number one. The stories
Yes.
about that.
Correct.
Spencer Haywood, yeah, was kicked off the team. Who's actually in the finals, I believe, not before, like the show portrayed, which is fine.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
drug issues, that's well documented. So a lot of stuff that's legit, right? Stuff with Kareem, obviously, but Kareem is the professor, right? He's one of the first activists at that time when it wasn't cool to be an activist at that time, particularly from someone of his stature, right? Um, all that's in there. So the broad strokes are there, right? Even Jerry Buss and what he had to go through, with the team and all that. But no, it's yeah. So it's not meant to be an accurate portrayal of specifically, but Pat Riley was the assistant head coach and yada yada yada. But yeah, so it's so super entertaining. It is. You guys haven't seen it, absolutely must watch. It's really fun show again, HBO, and I'm sure it's gonna get renewed. I'd be shocked if it's not. Um,
I'm pretty
I'm
sure
pretty
it
sure.
is. I
I
mean,
don't anticipate.
this is the dynasty, not just the first
Right,
series.
right. If it does, we were disappointed. It's been a show in memoriam coming up, but I'm really upset about that one. So, but yeah, catch it, must watch, and all that. Current stuff. Let's start with a film. I don't think you've seen this one, Chewy, and I didn't know it was coming out. I know we talked about what was coming out this week. This wasn't one. This wasn't one on the list. I forgot it was coming out. And that's Operation Mincemeat. Um, it's a film. I'm all into Nazis and World War II histories, and this one actually tells a true story. We have what's his name, Colin Firth. Who we see in the staircase in HBO, who's great,
Mhm.
and he plays. Judy, did you see this movie before I get into it? Or no?
I, I started to, but I just have too much other things to watch. I haven't finished it
Fair enough.
yet.
It's really good. I enjoyed it. It's not the
Yeah,
greatest thing.
has Jason Isaacs,
Yeah,
it has Colin
good,
Firth,
good
it has the
cast.
guy
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Succession. So yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
cast
really good
overall.
cast,
Right.
and it tells a story of Colin Firth's character. He's heads a secret group called XX. Oh, I'm sorry, not XX. The 20. I'm sorry. Which is based off the Roman numerals XX20, which means double cross, right? So it's all about deception. So they were tasked to come up with a deception to lure Hitler and, of course, his armies to a different location so they can go through Sicily, which is a big turning point of the war for the Allied forces. So going to that, it's a wordy movie. It's not a lot of action here, but it's about the process, right? What idea they came up with using, dead bodies and fake letters and spies and all this other stuff that they had to. Everything had to be so right. Everything had to go perfectly right. When it didn't, they had to adjust on the fly to ensure that this mission was successful. Just knows not the most secretive, successful secretive mission in history. What if it's true or not? Whatever. But yeah, so it's an interesting story, man. Really cool. I really enjoyed it. It's good. It's up in that 60 percentile in terms of movies as far as the okay movies on Netflix. I'm not going to put it in the 10% range, which is great. But it's good to watch. It's entertaining enough. I love Colin Firth. I think he's great. So yeah, this one is really good. I definitely recommend it. Chewy, you end up watching. Like I said, it's a slow film, but it's well made. So that's for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. One of Disney. I didn't see this. I didn't think I was going to watch it. I'm sure you didn't. That's The Quest, right? Disney Plus, a reality show, right? Base show. These kids who
I mean,
is it? I mean, you tell me what
it's a
what is it?
reality. It's a reality competition, but the eight contestants are immersed in a complete fantasy world,
Right.
right? So they're not. It's not like Survivor, right? Where you're trying to live, and there's the competition. Here are the rules, and go. I mean, there's competitions, but it's in an immersive fantasy made up kingdom world and characters, and everyone they interact with is in character, right? So they got to play along, and they're in that throughout the whole process. Uh, it's probably not for everybody. It's probably more for a younger crowd,
I
to be honest
imagine.
with you, because these contestants are teens, I think for the most part. So if that's your thing, check it out. But it's It's okay, I guess. I don't
That's
know.
what I figured I was, but you know,
I'm a fan of good competition, but obviously it's not cutthroat where you have adults going at it trying to win $1 million prize, right?
right?
This
It's
is
a
not,
Disney fight Amazing Race,
the
right?
road rules, the challenge on MTV. I believe that show's still around. Good lord, when you think of real lives,
Okay.
but it's sad. So there's no backstabbing or anything like that. So
That's what
temper
yeah,
your
it's a watered
expectations.
down version of something that you probably enjoy more on other channels, which is why I assumed it was going to
Yes.
be Disney. But yeah, so I figured as much. So yeah, fair enough. Um,
Yeah.
Documentary, because I just finished when I finished watching. We talked about the Big Con on Apple
Hmm.
Plus, which was really good. I really enjoyed that one too.
It was okay.
Really,
You really hyped it
I
up,
liked it a lot, but I get it.
and yeah, I think you hyped it up too much. It was okay. It was interesting, entertaining, but it was just it's just a crook. It's all he is. It's a crook.
It was a lawyer. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Um,
Well.
Killing 20 lawyers out there, not all bad. I get it. I'm just
Yeah.
generalizing. We're watching Better Call Saul. You get the vibe. But another one I dropped on a docu-film, not a series. Our Father on Netflix. It's kind of a fucked up one.
Oh, I didn't watch that
Yeah,
one. It's the one
it's effed
about
up, but
yeah.
it's a fascinating story. I guess it's a doctor who ran a fertility clinic in somewhere in Indiana, right? It was well known, and apparently that for years, people come in who couldn't have kids, and he found donors, and obviously that artificial insemination, etc. And then one day, I guess one of the daughters, or from one of the results of this testing or whatever, when she grew up, she was curious to see, hey, if there's any siblings out there, because they were told that they usually use the same donor 2 or 3 times sometimes, right? So maybe she's got siblings out there and all that. So she wanted to meet them, and she did like a DNA test and whatever, and she discovered that when she did it at first that there was like 8 or 9 siblings, and she's like, whoa, 8 or 9, what's going on?
What the F?
Yeah, and she
Yeah.
starts digging deep into what's going on. Apparently, it ended up being like 90, almost 100 siblings. And other people start discovering, oh, what the hell's going on here? And then they found out that the doctor was actually providing the specimens, if you will, to
Hmm.
these people unbeknownst to them. And now all the
Yep.
backlash that comes about it. So it's kind of messed up, but it's really interesting story. Obviously, something I never heard about, and apparently there's other doctors that do this, so this wasn't the only one. So it's kind of eye opening in terms of that, and these people finding out and what they felt like finding out my dad, who they thought wasn't dad, is not longer the father, and vice versa. So it's really, really interesting watch. It's not an easy watch, obviously, with the subject matter, but it's actually a pretty good one. So it's like an hour and a half on Netflix. So I saw a documentary. I would recommend that one if you guys are into that documentaries. I don't know if everybody is, and I get it. But let's stick with Netflix. 42 Days of Darkness. 42 Días de Oscuridad. It's a Spanish show. It takes place in Chile. Um,
Should have been a one day of darkness, but
Fair
whatever.
enough. This one here is like a thriller. We have a woman who goes missing, presumably kidnapped. And now the investigation, of course, ensues. The police trying to find out what's going on. You got really primarily focuses on the lawyer who's kind of on the outs. He's trying to get in, and he
Hmm.
decides to kind of take a stab at it and represent some of the family members, particularly her sister, the missing mom's sister, who's obviously interested in finding out what happened to her sister. And he's trying to find the truth out, right? And he digs a little deeper, and things are dark, a lot of twists and turns. Chewy, did you finish watching this, or how much did you see of this one?
No, it was only 6 episodes, and I don't know. I don't know why I gave it 4 episodes. To be honest with you, I just didn't find it interesting,
Really?
man.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just in a bad mood. Maybe I just other things. They just didn't hold my interest. I was just on my phone doing other things. It just didn't do it for me.
That's fine. Yeah, I kind
Uh,
of enjoyed it. I mean, it's not a great show. It's a good show, and I like how it ended. There's some time jumps in there I didn't expect. Um, and it's a big, ambiguous ending, right? But the point of the show wasn't the resolvement of her case. It was more about the effects of the ambition from these people not letting go, right? And continuing to pursue this and to no end. And at some point, you have to let go and just in anything. So, and that's from the perspective of the sister and the attorney, right? Who
hmm.
lost a lot as a
Hmm.
result of his passion to find out what the hell happened, right? And a lot of fingers pointed at the husband, as it always is. We all know that wife goes missing. First suspect is going to be the husband. But I find that pretty interesting. I enjoyed it.
Hmm.
Subtitles, of course. I get it. Whatever, deal with it. But it's good. I enjoyed it. Not a great show. I thought it was a good filler. I think it's the first real Chilean production for Netflix. Yeah,
Probably.
probably. I know, haven't heard much Chilean shows, but yeah. So I enjoyed it. I liked it. If you want a decent mystery, I think you guys can check it out. Hacks. Moving on, HBO
Hmm.
Max season 2. Of course, a Emmy award winning, highly critically praised show. We got the comedian. She's an elder comedian, and she hires a writer who's pretty much can't get a job. And there's an odd pairing, but they find ways to make it work. Season 2, man. What do you guys think so far? A couple episodes are dropped, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they do two a week, so probably for
Okay.
4 weeks, probably 8 episode run. So, like, I'm a fan of the first season. I'm a fan of this season. Gene Smart is great
She's
as
awesome.
the aging pseudo over the hill comic, right? Trying to stay relevant, trying to stay in the spotlight.
Who's a pain in the ass,
And
and not being nice, right?
to say the
Yeah,
least,
she's
yes,
very,
yes,
yeah,
very
aggressive.
very demanding, very
Yeah,
aggressive. But
yeah,
but she wants to hold on to that mantle. She wants to stay up top. She wants to be relevant. It's got its funny moments. It's more dramedy than comedy,
right. Yeah,
honestly.
agreed.
Because obviously she's got a daughter who's has addiction problems. She's got a son who starved for mom's attention and love, right? The writer who is all over the place, the agent.
The agent is
That's probably the
the
funniest
agent and the
character
assistant.
there.
They're really I think where the comedy comes in for the most part.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, and I think the more focused this season than last season, which is a good thing.
Mm.
Yeah, this is a good show, man. I enjoyed the first one. I don't think it was worthy of all the praise that it got for me personally. Um, but it's really good. It's better shows out there, but it's a good show, good watch. I mean, and it's like
Hmm.
25, 30 minutes a pop. Yeah,
Yeah,
this one,
yeah,
yeah,
half
I
hour, man.
recommend you guys go. If you haven't seen it, catch it. It's really good. Like I said, it's really good writing, and from that standpoint, I get it. For me, Minx was better. Right, if I'm going to compare it to anything, I enjoyed Minx more. You know,
Probably. There was more humor in Minx
right?
than there is in this
Exactly.
show.
This is still a good show. I'm
Yeah.
recommending it. It's really good. A good drama, good written show, and again, I think more people are probably enjoying it more than I do. But it's a good show. I like it.
Hmm.
I'm gonna keep watching it. It's
Yeah.
just really well made, and it has its fun moments. Again, more of a drama, and that's the kicker, right? This isn't a hilarity ensuing here. You're not knee slapping.
No,
It's got some funny,
no
it's got
hijinks,
funny
shenanigans.
moments, and you laugh. And, okay, cool. But it's more about just the relationship between the writer and the comedian, right? At the end of
Mm.
the day, and it takes some weird turns, and that's actually kind of cool. Um, Apple Plus, which we've been high on for the last couple of months. They keep just knocking singles, doubles, triples, home runs, with the exception of Roar. I keep saying that. Shining Girls, God, it's so good. That's on right now. You guys should be watching that show. But the Essex, I'm saying it right? Essex Serpent,
Essex
right? Based
Serpent,
off a
yes.
novel, I believe. This one starring, of course, Loki. He's taking a break from
Mm.
Asgard, what's left of it anyway, and he's there with Claire Danes is the other lead on this one. I guess it's a period piece, takes place late on the verge of 19th century, 1890 something, 1890s, I believe,
Probably,
around there.
yes.
And we got Claire Danes, who's big into science and stuff like that. And then she hears in this little town called Essex this possibility of some sea serpent, lurking around in some of the waters out there. Of course, nobody believes it.
Messy.
She's interested because she likes it, fossils and dinosaurs and all that kind of crap. So she goes to investigate, whatever, and meets up with Loki. I'll call him Loki because he is Loki, who's part of the clergy. And they kind of, I guess, team up to, I guess they build a relationship as moving forward. I guess it's going to be a romantic relationship, from what I understand. And
Yeah,
I mean,
I've
that's
only
what
seen one
it's going to
episode,
lead
so
down
yeah.
towards again. I saw there's 2 episodes drop. I saw both of them, and
Mm.
not great, but good. It did enough to interest me, but I'm not 100% sold on the show yet. Chewy.
I feel the same way. I know I've seen one,
Okay.
but it's not Shining Girls. It's
No,
not Dead
no,
Horses.
oh, not at all.
It's nowhere near Severance as far as quality of good show, but it's entertaining. And let's see. I'm not sure if it's going to be a 6 or 8 episode run.
Yeah,
So let's
this is a
see. Let's
limited
see.
series, I believe, right? I'm wrong.
Yes,
Okay, so
that's
yeah,
correct.
so I think it's 8. I maybe, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But yeah, it's solid. Second episode ended with something interesting. It's like, okay, they kind of got me, but
Okay.
it's a very slow moving show. It looks great because it's Apple Plus, so the production's always going to be
Mhm.
there, top notch as it always is. It's solid. If you're a fan of the books, I heard that they may take some liberties in a good way. I have no idea what the source material is, so I have no horse in the race, if you will. But it's good. It's solid. I would very recommend it. But again, there's other shows on Apple which I think if you haven't seen, like we just talked about, not a bad show. That doesn't break the streak. It's not bad. It's okay, ultimately. But so we'll see. Maybe it does get better in the last few episodes. The last one here, The Lincoln Lawyer. Dropped on Netflix, right? I think it's 10 episodes. They all dropped on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
yeah,
correct.
Okay, so
10 episodes around.
Yeah, I've seen a couple. I wanted to see more to get a good gauge, but my girlfriend wants to see it, so we saw a couple last night. First of all, it was this guy's name, Manuel Garcia Rolfo. Of course, we gotta watch it. Latino pride. So
I know. I've seen it somewhere.
He's done other things, not big things, but he's done a few things here. He's a Mexican actor. But he's the lead, so come on, we gotta give it up. We all gotta give it a shot.
And I mean, to be fair, the source material the books is based on is Michael Connelly, who, if you're a fan of the Bosch series, this is his IP.
Right. Yes, and which also. I don't want to say similarities with the show, but this one, so obviously, look, the character, he's an attorney who has been about a year and a half, more or less, not practicing. He had an accident surfing, and then he took a lot of painkillers, got hooked on Oxy for a while, and so his life went to shambles, but now he's recovered. Now he finds himself the beneficiary, I guess. There's a lawyer which he kind of knew, colleague, not really a friend, who ended up getting killed at the beginning of the show and left his practice to him, the entire practice, including a incredibly high-profile murder case with the software developer who's got tons of money and all that. So now he's kind of thrust into that, and it kind of goes from there. So, it's interesting. This is such a network type show, which I'm not normally as far as the feel.
Who's producing this? You know who's producing this, right?
I know who's producing it. Just
oh god, his name was because I just saw it because I saw the name. I was like, oh man, he's done every great TV drama he's been associated with. I'm not. I have to look it up. I can't pull up my phone.
Which makes sense because this feels like it came from CBS. I'm watching a network show, right? For better or worse.
Yes.
Which I'm not a fan of. I'm not. But I got into the show, man. I kind of liked it. It's not amazing, but it's good. I love the character, right? I really like him a lot as far as him, the attorney, right? He's really good, and he's really the reason to watch the show. It does enough to kind of keep me engaged, and it's kind of light. It's a light show, right? This kind of reminds me of something like Lucifer, same kind of style show, which is terrible but fun to watch either way because the character is phenomenal, right? The main character is great on that show. He really is. He makes the show. This is kind of similar. He's not as good as Lucifer's character, but it's good. I actually enjoyed this one, man. I mean, like any courtroom drama, it's kind of reminding me of Goliath. Kind of got the vibe a little bit.
It has a little Goliath feel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Which I enjoy.
It has a little, obviously it's got a Bosch feel, just because the source material is from the same writer, same author, right, based on his books. It has an LA Law, so that's an old 90s TV drama feel. So that's because the producer, because I when I look it up, you'll know that when I say the name, you see the name, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about, because he's done he's done so many shows on network television, and and that's what he's famous for, right? This is right up his alley, and that's when I saw. I was like, "Right, this is great for Netflix." I was like, "Okay, this is very interesting," and it's got that feel, but it's worked. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's a good watch.
Oh, David E. Kelly, like Big Little Lies.
David E. Kelly,
the practice. That's another show that reminds me of the practice.
The practice.
Right?
There we go. Maybe with Dylan McDermott. Yeah, I remember that one.
I think one of the judges was on that show too, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably yes, she was.
So it's kind of show I normally wouldn't like. The minute I came on, I was like, okay, and I just gave it a shot. And you know what? But I'm digging it, man. It's a fun. It's like a fun show. Again, it's filler. It's light but entertaining enough. If I had a good main character.
When I started watching this, I was like, oh, I was into it. When I was watching the 42 Days of Darkness, I was like, I can't wait to get out.
Listen, it's fair. They're two completely different shows,
and
right?
I want to be entertained. Sometimes I want to be, but I want to be entertained as well, absolutely. and be captivated,
absolutely,
right? And have a character that's like, oh, okay, I dig this guy. This is a cool character.
Right?
He's a cool guy.
He carries the show. Like, I want to know what happens to this guy, right? He's a well-made character, and the way he plays is great. I'm on it, man. I'm gonna finish it up. I'm looking for shows to watch with my girlfriend because I watch everything without her and she gets upset because what it is, what it is. But every so often, because I saw one episode, I'm like, let me stop you here. 'Cause I was gonna watch two or three, and I was like, let me wait, till nighttime, watch in the afternoon. I said, babe, come watch this show. See if you like it. I'll go back and rewatch that first episode. And she's like, oh, this is good. Okay, perfect. It's something you can watch together. I'm in no hurry to finish it, right? She likes to binge. We'll probably finish in 3 days anyway. I like to take my time, but whatever. It is what it is. But no, I liked it, man. I enjoyed it. It's fluff. It really is. But if you're into that, if you like network stuff, that kind of vibe, yeah, LA Law, practice, this is what the show reminds you of, right? And if it wasn't for the bad words that it has, the language, I would have thought this is like it was meant to be on CBS and Netflix just bought them out, right? I think initially it was supposed to be on broadcast TV, network TV.
Okay.
And I think they they picked it up, or whatever the case was. That makes sense, right? Because this is not the kind of Netflix style show that we see unless they get it from somebody else, a la, Lucifer, for example, within CBS. It got canceled and they picked it up. So they kept the feel of the show as it continued the last two seasons. But yeah, it's good, man. I'm enjoying it, man. I was surprised by this one. This is the one that I was going to like the least. I really was like, okay, whatever. Okay, in the first 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, man, and then okay, this guy's, I'm on it, man. So I'm enjoying it. This is a good recommend for me anyway. On this one, it's not much to watch.
Hey, he's got a good eye if he can spot a knockoff necklace, dude.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, this guy's abilities, but hey, good.
Didn't touch it. Just walk by, take a look, and like, that looks fake.
This guy's not the Honda Lord. He's a Lincoln Lord. It's a prestige. Like I think is the whole thing with the car. He practices out of his car mainly. He drives. He's on the car on the go, and that's they call it the Lincoln Lord. Right? He owns like a bunch of Lincolns, old style like SUVs and etc. Obviously, he was doing very well before the accident apparently. But good show. I'm enjoying it. So I like this one. So that's this week. So a little bit of everything for everybody. Next week though, whew, my lord, packed with stuff starting this Sunday on HBO. I guess replacing the winning time slot, and that is can't say I'm excited though. Time Traveler's Wife, based off a book. It's a movie, if I'm not mistaken. I think right.
That's correct.
We have it's like GOT alum. What's her name? Look at the name real quick.
Rose Leslie
Leslie, whatever her name is, right? She's Jon Snow's actually real wife in real life. Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it, but tight leash. It's just not my kind of thing. Right? It's just a love story, I guess. Over spans whatever time period, and I don't know if they time travel or something. I don't know, something like that.
I let that notebook.
Right, notebook. I think maybe the same writer. I don't know, but not my thing. But I'm gonna give it a shot because it comes out on a Sunday, so I have time to kind of digest it, and there's nothing else to watch for the most part. That's gonna.
Yeah, you're waiting for Barry to come in.
Right, I can watch Barry 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I can watch that like in the morning. So I'll give it a shot. But that comes out on the 15th. On the 18th, so we got a little break there to catch up on the shows that I need to catch up on. Love on the Spectrum. I know I wasn't aware, but season 3 is coming out on Netflix.
No, this is season 1 US. This is a US edition of
US
Love
edition.
on the Spectrum.
Okay.
Yes, because the previous one was it Australian? I can't remember. It wasn't in US.
I think it was Australian, right? Oh, okay. So it's a US version. Oh,
so this is the US version.
Well, I mean,
call it season 3. Call it season 1 US.
Whatever. It's another season of the show, right? It's like a documentary following, I guess. Those on the spectrum, of course, autism, and they're trying to date and all that, find people they can bond with and hopefully find a match, right? Very sweet show. I really loved the last couple of seasons, the Australian version of it. It's fun. It's a good show to watch.
Michael's
amazing. He's so good. Just one of those few kind of shows you just can't help but it warms you right here. So it's a good show. I definitely recommend that one. I like that show. So I'm kind of curious what the US version looks like. Peacock.
Peacock?
Gone to the cock in a while, so good. Peacock's gonna.
Well, not since they canceled Saved by the Bell. Like I'm boycotting.
Well, it's free, so I'll keep it on. But they got a limited series coming out, Angeline. I guess based off the very well endowed female model, who was I guess on billboards back in the day and all over the place and.
Back in the 90s in LA, I mean, if you drove around, you would see these Angeline billboards. And so this is her story, right? I mean, I know nothing about it except I remember those billboards going to college in LA.
I mean, you saw people. If you see her, you're like, oh, her. Oh, okay. I had no idea until I saw the post. I'm like, oh, okay. I haven't seen the trailer. I assume there's more of a comedic tone. I guess I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't seen the
Okay.
trailer, but we'll see what
Yeah,
fun they
but again,
take.
it's on 19, so I'll give it a whirl. I get limited series. See, it usually drop 1 to 2. They follow the same format. I think like HBO and Apple
Yes.
Plus does.
Mm-hmm.
So the same day, 19th, AMC Plus, and that's the Ipris Ipcris file. If I'm messing
Chris.
it right. Okay.
Yes, Chris Files. So
Yeah.
this is your spy thriller show on AMC Plus, not
Right.
AMC. So they'll probably drop one a
That's what they
week,
do.
and yeah, yeah. So I mean, like I said, I'm into spy thrillers. You know, I love a good Bond show.
I think it's
So
a
that's
true
what I'm
story.
hoping
I
I'm
think it's a
gonna
true
get.
story. Am I wrong in that? No.
Is it based on true
I don't
story?
know. I
I'm
think
not
I
even
think it was
sure.
this. Oh, I think it was a criminal and then become a spy, something like that. I have to go back and read it, but it's something with it. I'll watch it. I like the main actor. We saw him in that what's that show, Gangs of London, last year.
That's right.
So that I'll give it a whirl, of course. On the 20th, you got Apple Plus, so that always gets me excited. We got I Know What You Did Last Summer. Oh, I'm sorry, no, it's Now and Then, which might as well be I Know What You Did Last Summer. Very similar premise, right?
No, no, but let's not
No,
confuse it
I know.
because
I'm just joking.
Amazon Prime had Know What You Did
No,
Last Summer
I know.
show,
It's
and
not
that was
like that.
that was a
No, that was
disaster
bad. It was
fest.
bad. But
Okay,
no, I
yeah.
just wanted because like I guess I saw a quick trailer with this group of kids when they were younger. Something happened. Something bad happened. Right now it's 20 years later. Now someone finds out and is blackmailing them or something to that effect. We got Rosie Perez. God bless her heart. She's eating again. She plays, I guess.
Well, she's been eating because
She
she's
has
on
been eating.
the other
Yeah,
she's on the other
yeah.
show, the flight attendant with
Oh
Kate
right,
Winslet.
yeah. She's on. Oh, no, she's eating.
So she's been
Oh, she
eating.
was in the
So
Birds of
yeah.
Prey, not a good movie, but she was in that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So
right.
whatever.
That's
So
right.
she's
That's
eating
right.
it. Good for her. But yeah, it's if this was Apple Plus, I wouldn't be as interested. But I'm gonna give it a whirl.
It's Apple Plus. So
Yeah,
let's
let's
see.
see how it
Let's see
goes.
what
But
they
it
do with
seems
it.
the premise is interesting enough.
Mm.
On the 20th, we got Love, Death, and Robots. The tagline, the threesome you've been waiting for. I thought that was kind of funny. Third season of the show. This is an anthology of different styles of animation. I enjoyed it. With any
Mm-hmm.
anthology, you get some shitty ones, a couple of good ones, a couple of But the animation is always interesting.
Yes.
Actually, Netflix is sending me the pass to watch it on Monday. So I have
Oh,
to
nice.
probably watch it
Okay.
early just to ease my late viewing of the show. A lot of shows coming out, they're all dropping in the 19th to 20th.
Okay.
But it's a fun show, good show. So I'm hoping that ends well. Well, I don't know if it's gonna end well, but I enjoy that one. The 20th also on Netflix is oh my God, Chewy, help me out. The show it reminds me of El Camino. And I had the title because I couldn't find a poster for it. My apologies on that. Let me look it up here real quick. Wrong Side of the Tracks. There we go.
Ah, the
The
Spanish,
Spanish show,
Yes.
yeah, but I
Okay.
guess an older man whose daughter or granddaughter gets caught up in shenanigans and drugs and all that, and he's there to set the record straight and kind of fight back against those who are there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like El Camino, of course, the Clint Eastwood movie. It kind of reminded me of that.
A little bit of
Yeah,
that.
I check
Yeah.
it. It was the same thing where he's like going up against the drug dealers in neighborhoods. Hey, what the hell's going on here? It's reminiscent of it. It's Spanish show subtitles, but it looks interesting. We'll check that out. On the 20th, I didn't have no idea, but you told me about this show called Night Sky.
That is an Amazon
Amazon Prime.
Prime. Not sure if it's a limited series, but it stars the great Allstate guy, spokesman.
That's the farmers guy. Farmers? Yeah, farmers. J.K. Simmons.
Farmers,
It's
Allstate,
farmers. Dun, dun,
whatever,
dun,
man.
dun, dun, dun,
Sorry.
I love J.K. Simmons. I think Stacey Spacek is in this as well.
Cece Spacek and J.K. Simmons are the leads. And so this is a sci-fi show. Basically, they're an old retired couple, and they discover some sort of portal, some sort of technology, and they keep it to themselves for them to enjoy it, right? But no secret stays hidden forever, and so people want to access it, what the potential of what the technology is and can do.
And apparently it's like
So
a portal to a different world or something, or
I think it's a portal. I'm not sure if it's to any world or to a specific world. I'm not sure. I the trailer didn't give us too much
sure, sure.
information, but it is definitely some portal, some wormhole, something that's literally inside their house and it takes them to another world.
Interesting idea. I'm a little concerned because Outer Range, which I enjoyed at the end, was a little bit frustrating to watch. And it kind of reminds, it's very similar. There's something there to transport you somewhere else, and that one just dangled that carrot.
There's that filet mignon.
Yeah, it's a fillet. You can't reach
want
it.
that
They
filet.
keep pulling it away.
And they're giving me
So
meatballs.
I'm hoping this show.
And I love it. I love a meatball.
No, I do.
Don't get
Listen,
me wrong.
nothing wrong with a good meatball. hoping the show doesn't go that route though, because it just the
Yeah.
premise, someone's ranch and they find it just sound. I kept thinking out of range in my head, right? Not a bad thing, but I hope they actually give us that fillet on this, like throughout the series, not just little bits of it and then towards the end. So that's interesting. That's one of the shows I'm kind of most excited about, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
Because I like some good sci-fi shit. And Amazon Prime usually does well. They're not Apple Plus level, but they do well. So there it is. A lot of shit. That's a lot. That's 8 different kind of shows coming out. So yeah, so it's build calendar, if you will, for that part of the week. With that being said, that's where we're at. So again, Chewy, as always, a pleasure. Hopefully next week's television is better. This week was just okay. Overall, it was just okay. It
Yeah,
was fun.
it was okay. I mean, Nicola
It was good. It was good, but I
a
mean,
surprise,
nothing really blew.
but the rest
Nothing
was
really
yeah, they
blew
blew
our
me
socks
away.
off for the most part, and that's bound to happen. Hopefully, I think a couple of shows had the potential, not the time traveler's wife, but a couple of shows had the potential of taking us places I want to go with good television. And so let's see. Maybe now and then Apple Plus gives us that, what I'm looking for. But yeah, like a big week would break it all down next week and let you know it's coming out the week after that, and more of the weekends coming up. So a whole lot of nerd shit coming for the most part. That being said, we appreciate you guys. Check us out, share, subscribe, etc. And we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.